another thing, Marlo Mike. Let's get to Marlo Mike. You say you know Marlo Mike since he was a young.
Probably since he was born, probably. Okay. Since birth.
But how you feel about that situation? You know, you look at it, I know he did what he did. But at the end of the day, you know, he was a juvenile. How you feel about that? You think like he should have a release day? How you feel about young juvenile getting life in prison off parole?
I think that somewhere down the line he should get out.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I feel the same.
You know, only people I think should be in jail is the people that want to be in jail. Mm-hmm. Other than that, I don't think jail is for nobody. I don't care what you did. If you don't want to be in there and they holding you in there against your will, it ain't for you. Now, however they decide to sort out crime, you know, ain't nothing we can do about that. But it's not fair because you get life in Baton Rouge for killing somebody, but in another state, you might get 10, 15 years for killing somebody. So how is that fair when they can take somebody's rest of his freedom away for the rest of his life in this state, and then in this state, they only give you 10 or 15 years, you kill 3, 4 people. So only thing I can say is, you know, like put the guns down, or don't pick them up, and stop the violence, don't start the violence. But if you really about that, go somewhere else. You heard me? Like, well, you can get a second chance, because here, Marlo Mike, unfortunately, they don't give you a second chance. Now, if he was in California, or if he was in, you know, another state where they, you know, give you second chances, that he might would have got 20 years, 14 years, 16 years. But nah, bro, you at where you get mandatory life. So all them young dudes need to know, when you get mandatory life, you got mandatory life. Now, is he old enough and wise enough to pull the Williams dude? I don't know. Yeah. You feel me? I don't know. But, you know, telling and all that ain't gonna get it.
No, I think there's other ways you can get out. You know what old he was? 16, 17. They say your brain ain't fully developed until you're like 25 years old.
Right. Yeah. Right. But they don't care about your brain developing, because it's the system. You feel me? Like, whatever part you get caught up with the system. See, Marlo didn't go to school. He didn't give a fuck about school or none of that. He was a bad child. You feel me? He been more than misled. He been misled. He been misguided. But you know what he did have? What's that? He had me. You feel me? And I talked to him 10 times. I might have saved his ass a few times and all this. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm not going to say he didn't have nothing, because he had me, and he'll tell you. You feel what I'm saying? We had a certain respect for each other, because it done been times that people around him wanted to take me out for no reason at all. But he was like, nah, you know, for no reason, they just, you on your own. So, bro, like, all I can say, bro, is I'm not going to never feel like Boo had nothing to do with what Marlo did. Yeah. And Marlo know, I know. I'm from the same hood as all them dudes, bro. Them dudes had a whole bigger beef going on. It was bigger than money. That's about principles and morals and respect. So they might have threw Boo in it, and he got caught up just because it made it look like some mafia shit, some Rico shit. But Boo was just rapping. Yeah. It ain't his fault that his influence. Boo got the whole f***ing South at his house. Uptown, the bottom, across the track. Every nigga that's solid is at Boo house. So it ain't like he just singled nobody out. He had open house, just keeping it solid. So it depends on your level of street shit to what level you was when you came through there. But Marlo had his own situations going on, man. Marlo stood on his own principles. Now, if somebody wanted credit for it, or somebody I don't know. But that man stood on his own. Well, that boy stood on his own principles. And he was, bro, like, I remember one time they had some little females sitting in the car too long. Yeah. What you think he did?
Walked over there.
Well, I'm gonna just let that go as the answer because you know, like no matter how dark a situation is, there may be some daylight, so I ain't gonna get appropriate answer. But he know what he did. If he ever see this, he gonna say like, "They're keeping it solid," because, like I say, bro, I know his whole family, and like how he went in, bro. Like they was really like bugging his phones, his people, them phones, and shit. And he was just telling how well his life had changed. You know, like, bro, when your life changed like that, when you go from struggle baby #1 to name ranking #1, that's a big difference. So you're going to tend to say some stuff just out of hype. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But the people was listening. And then they went to use his family as, you know, leverage. Okay, your mama going, your sister going, these going, all your family going to jail because that's who you talk to. Unless you do this, boom, 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 boom. Now, if he can get out, that's what he need to use up. Y'all use my family against me, man.
I think with the right lawyer, I think he can get out. I mean, look at it, though. He was a youngster. How many 16-year-old, you know, that you can look at like, yeah.
Bro, all those youngsters in there that say, bro, I know a lot of dudes that was 16 and 15.
Yeah.
That's in there. In Angola, and they 30-something now, might be 40. You feel me? I'm pretty sure that Donkey probably 40-something, but he been shook back. But if he didn't, like him and all those other dudes when we was on J Wang, Juvenile Wang, and all that, all them dudes was juvenile. All us was juvenile. Yeah. My charge just wasn't murder, but it was, you know, close. You feel what I'm saying? So from juvenile, all those dudes got life, man. So Marlo ain't the only one. Angola full of was 16 with life.